What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Titans Tube. In today's episode, we will be previewing the upcoming matchup between the Tennessee Titans versus the Broncos of the pot-smoking city and state we know as Denver, Colorado. Hashtag 420 Blaze It. So sit back, light one up,
if you're in Denver,
and let's get straight into the matchup.
The Denver Broncos, the defending Super Bowl champions, are coming into Nashville bringing an 8-4 record, good for third in the AFC West because that division is stacked right now and they currently have a hold on the 6th seed wild card place, but they are coming to town with that 8-4 record, slightly better than our 6-6 record, but still just as big a game for us as it is for them. But don't let the records fool you, because we are actually currently favored in that game right now by 1.
I know what you must be thinking. The residents of Denver aren't the only ones drowning in the cloud of THC. The people in Vegas must have also taken a toke of the devil's lettuce to have us favored, but it is what it is, and we'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, Justin.
Yes, sir?
How about you tell us a little team stats of the Broncos?
Yes, sir. So, yes, that team is led by the defense, who are 5th overall in defense in the NFL. And most of that, however, is that pass defense, that vaunted pass defense. They've got some shutdown players there. They are ranked number 1 in the NFL against the pass at giving up just 192 yards per game. However, that rushing defense, though, very suspect. They are 28th in the NFL against the rush, giving up 122 yards per game. Their offense, though, is kind of a question mark for them. They've suffered some injuries. But however, they're still moderately productive. But on the stat sheet, they're not. They're 27th in the NFL in offense with only 326 yards per game. Passing offense, 24th. Rushing offense, 23rd, averaging just at 100 yards per game running the football.
Looking at their last 5 games, they are 3-2 over that stretch with crushing division losses to the Oakland Raiders and then that crazy game against Kansas City in overtime. Should Kubiak have tried to kick that 62-yard field goal in overtime?
Yeah.
We debate that on Rapid Rundown.
Yes.
You should go check it out. Here's the episode. Anyways, let's dive straight into the positional breakdowns and see what we got going on there. So at QB for the Broncos. So the Broncos actually set an NFL first when, after winning the Super Bowl this year, they started the next year with a QB who had never started a game before. Enter in Trevor, honey, what's that on the hotel sheets?
Siemian.
Siemian.
Yes, it's Trevor Siemian.
Okay, yeah, you're right. And while he's no Peyton Manning, he's no Blake Bortles either. Yeah, that's a jab at the Jags.
Jab at the Jags. On a Titans vs. Broncos preview app, I like it.
Hashtag jab at the Jags, get that trending. He's currently thrown for 2,300 yards, and he has a TD interception ratio of 15-7. And he's sitting with a quarterback rating of 89.2. Just like his name's alter pronunciation counterpart, he doesn't survive long outside of the pocket. He's already missed 3 games this year with multiple injuries. Most recently, he missed last week's game against the Jags. They still won, but come on, they aren't going to lose against the Jags. Yes, that's another hashtag jab at the Jags.
Jab at the Jags.
Jab at the Jags.
But
we should be expecting to see him this Sunday as a starting QB, as he's been limited in practice, not fully participating, but he's on schedule to start this Sunday.
But in the event that Trevor Siemian cannot go on Sunday, it will be their backup, Paxton Lynch. He is their first-round quarterback out of the University of Memphis. While Lynch is tall and he takes care of his facial hair, the same cannot be said for his play on the field so far, because it is not that well kempt, if you will. We'll give him a pass, though. He is a rookie. He might get it turned around. But, yeah, against the Jaguars last week, he only threw for 100 yards and no touchdowns. If the Titans did get to face Lynch this week, I think that would be an upgrade for the Titans. It would be an advantage. But the Titans couldn't stop Matt Barkley, so I don't think it really matters. But either way, whether we're talking about Siemian, whether we're talking about Lynch, they cannot hold a candle to our boy, Marcus Mariota.
Let's throw some stats at you about Marcus Mariota in case you had any clue who we were going to give the advantage to in this one. Currently, he is 4th in the league in TD passes with 25th, and that would be 1st in the AFC. And that's also the most ever by a quarterback in the Titans franchise.
Bring it on. More, please.
21 of those touchdown passes have come within the last 8 games, where he has a 21 touchdowns to only 3 interception ratio and a 117.7 QB rating over that stretch, which is the best in the league over that stretch. And he also just won the AFC Offensive Player of the Month. Need we say more?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. We could, but we don't want to waste the valuable time we have here.
Exactly. So. Marcus is on fire. Mariota gets the advantage.
So the Denver Broncos running back position has been dealt some injuries, unfortunately for them. They lost their starter, C.J. Anderson, earlier in the season. They are without their third-string running back.
Who's been seeing more time, though?
Who had been seeing more time. Undrafted free agent Capri Bibbs? Capri Bibbs? Sorry.
Capri Sun?
Mr. Bibbs, if we're mispronouncing your name, I apologize, but you're not playing in this game anyway. So the running back the Titans will see is Devontae Booker. Mr. Booker has rushed for 510 yards, a few touchdowns, 3 to be exact, and is averaging just a 3.5 yards per carry average for that Denver Broncos offense.
He's only averaging 42 yards a game, and he almost has as many fumbles as he does touchdowns already. So not really much of a threat at this point. But they just picked up off of waivers Justin Forsett this week, the old Baltimore Ravens running back, who's had a few good seasons with them. I know he's been injured and he's getting a little older, but Gary Kubiak said that he's expecting him to split carries with Devontae Booker. So we're looking at Book the Rook and then Justin Forsett as the running backs this week for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Neither very threatening.
Not very threatening or household names, but you know what? They're in the NFL, and the Titans are going to have to find a way to stop them, just like anybody else. So, did you bring that horse carcass in here? Because we are going to continue beating this dead horse that we've done every single week this year about the Titans running game. We've got the DeMarco Murray man. We've got the Derrick Henry man. I mean, what more can you say? We're coming off a bye week. DeMarco Murray, in these last couple weeks he's been playing, it seemed like a little bit slower. He's dealing with a toe injury. Hopefully he's gotten over that. And if not, Derrick Henry should be good to go 100%. 2 great, awesome running backs that have produced for us this year when given the opportunity.
Murray has not been listed on the injury report this week, so we're expecting him to be at full strength. He's had the bye week, so he's had 2 weeks to rest that toe. But even if he's not 100%, expect to see full, fresh legs Mr. Derrick Henry himself come on, who's been looking really hot, only averaging a 1/10 of a yard less per carry than DeMarco, who's already over 1,000 yards for the year and 8 touchdowns rushing. So pass me over that baseball bat. I'm going to take another swing at this dead horse. And advantage Titans.
Will a guitar do? Beat it with that. Bow, bow, bow. Hit me with your best shot. Far away.
Yeah, boy. We'll be here all week bringing you the hits. 98.7 The Tube. All right, on to the wideouts, which is, it gets a little tricky with Denver wideouts, but not really, because they have 2 all-star receivers in Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders.
It gets tricky for the Titans defense, but not tricky in understanding who their weapons are, because it's 2 guys.
Yes. Both of them already have over 60 receptions this year, which is at least 40 more than their next wide receiver or tight end has. And then if you add 1 more yard to Demaryius Thomas's stats this year, they would both already be over 800 yards receiving. So both well on their way to 1,000-yard receiving seasons already.
It's tough to do with guys like Trevor Siemian and Paxton Lynch at quarterback. So these receivers can ball.
After those 2, it takes a major drop off, and you start running into some no names like Jordan Norwood and Benny Fowler. Their starting tight end, Virgil Green, fitting name for the city that the team plays in.
They like the green over there.
Yeah, that was a joke. That was the joke.
So, I mean, just...
That was the joke.
For the younger viewers who may not have gotten the reference.
But he's only got 18 receptions on the year and not even over, much over 300 yards, if that. But mainly, we got to focus on Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. Those are their number 1 and number 2 guys by far.
Definitely.
Now, on to the Titans wide receiver game. We use a little more balanced attack than the Broncos, wouldn't you say?
We definitely do. We got Mr. Rashard Matthews almost at 700 yards. We got Delaney Walker about 650 yards. We got Mr. Tajay Sharp over 400 yards.
Tajay gets 4 more catches here. We will have 4 different receivers already over 40 receptions on the year.
Very nice.
And that included in that is DeMarco Murray, our running back, who actually has 40 catches on the year as well. So also a threat in the receiving game. It's been hot, especially Rashard Matthews has come along strong. He's got 7 receiving touchdowns. Delaney Walker has 6. Those have kind of become our number 1 and number 2 targets in the receiving game. But like we said, everyone can kind of get the job done.
Yeah.
Not a lot of star power, but not any duds either. A lot of solid players across the board.
And they're helped by Mariota. I think Mariota likes to spread the ball around, so he makes everybody else look better. He brings that balanced attack identity to our passing offense, I think.
Amen. But
amen, brother.
And it's hard to say this because I believe our receiving game has definitely picked it up, especially from the beginning of the year. And the chemistry with Mariota has been solid. But like you said, Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas, some of the top wide receivers, top players in the leagues right now at their position. I kind of think they swing the pendulum over to the Broncos in terms of advantage in the wide receiver category. Would you agree?
I would agree. I would give them that one for sure. Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders are definitely very highly skilled, talented players.
So we'll give you that one, Denver.
Now moving on to the defense, which is the bread and butter for that Denver Broncos team.
Bread and butter that they cannot stop going back and eating because they all got a case of the munchies.
Yeah, more pot is legal in Colorado jokes. Anyway, but yes, that defense is undeniably great. They were historically great in that playoff run last year, and they really haven't missed a beat this year. They're still a shutdown defense, despite missing some contributors on that front 7. But they still have the most important guy, the MVP of the Super Bowl, Von Miller, who, I don't know if you saw, but he just got credited with another sack today, which brings his total to 13.5 this year, which is, I think, 3.5 more than the second place guy. So he's leading the league in sacks in the NFL. And their defense as a whole is leading the NFL in sacks as well with 36.
Yeah, 36.
I almost said 38, but yeah, I think it's 36. So this defense gets after the quarterback. They've got a couple of shutdown corners in Aqib Talib and
Chris Harris Jr.
Yeah, Chris Harris Jr. A really impressive secondary. Like we said earlier, they have the number 1 pass defense in the NFL, which is terrifying. We can't forget the safeties, TJ Ward and Darian Stewart, 2 hard-hitting, death-bringing safeties that will knock you off your block if you're not careful of what you're doing.
Yeah, Ward currently leads their team in tackles right now.
Like all week, I have been having nightmares of Von Miller strip sack, of Aqib Talib returning a Mariota turnover for a touchdown. It's killing me, and that's what Denver does. They scored a touchdown last week against Jacksonville. That defense won the game pretty much against Jacksonville last week. So I'm having a little bit of some nightmares.
Our only hope is that Aqib Talib takes his gun in his pocket with him to the club this week.
Got to mention DeMarcus Ware. He hasn't put up the sack numbers this year.
He's been a little injured, though.
He's been a little injured. He's got 3, but he's still a very, very feared edge rusher. Taylor Lewan, Jack Conklin, we're going to have to find a way to block these guys on the edge. They've got to bring their pro football focus grades to the table on Sunday. Those top grades, and
make those grades work for us. Possibly, the best matchup at that position in the league all year. Jack Conklin, I saw today, is still rated head and shoulders as the best right tackle in the league. Von Miller, arguably the best pass rusher. Based on stats, he is the best pass rusher in terms of sacks. So, gonna be a great matchup to watch. The Rook, Jack Conklin versus Strip Sack Miller. You know what else has me worried?
Tell me.
Our defense. Because our defense has been looking really suspect, especially the last few weeks. bring in that dead horse again because we're going to beat it again with the defense. But as we talk about all year, our defense is predicated on the pass rush. And if we can't get it done, then our mediocre to below mediocre cornerbacks get torched on a regular basis. Now, we tried to fix this last week by after the last game by cutting Parrish Cox. So we know that Siemian won't be going after him anymore this week. But I'm not sure that's really a fix of the problem because his backup, LaShawn Sims, graded as the worst player at his position against the Bears in his first start as a rookie. And then we promoted Kalen Reed out of the practice squad, also known as Mr. Irrelevant. So
last pick of the draft
he's going to be thrown right into the fire.
So we're going to see some LaShawn Sims, probably going to see some Kalen Reed, maybe see some Bryce McCain lined up on the outside instead of his usual nickel spot in the secondary.
Let's not forget who wants to see the weekly member of Come On Man, Valentino Blake,
I forgot
getting more and more playing time. We have talented pass rushers in Derek Morgan, Brian Arakpo, Jarrell Casey, Carl Klug, and it's looking like a good matchup because the Broncos currently have given up the 6th most sacks in the league at 33 already on the year.
Titans front seven hasn't been getting sacks whenever we're expected to, like against the Indianapolis Colts. And everyone knows they don't have a great line, but we had trouble getting to Andrew Luck. We had trouble getting to Matt Barkley on a few occasions.
We didn't get a single sack.
Oh yeah, we didn't even record a sack against Matt Barkley. You're right. Against an offensive line that were missing both of their Pro Bowl starting offensive guards. Strong. We have got to get pressure if our defense is going to have any kind of success.
But honestly, it doesn't matter. There's no comparison here. Denver gets the advantage in terms of defense. Not even close. Sorry, Titans, but advantage lies with Denver. So that makes it even.
Looks like an even
checks
matchup.
to 2 checks in our positional breakdown. So, Justin, what is going to be your prediction for this week?
It's going to be a super close game. I feel like it's going to be low scoring just because they're great defense, and then I feel like our defense is going to play a little bit better game than what they have been, limit their offensive attacking points. I think we're going to get this game 17-14. We're going to win it in the fourth quarter.
I'm going to go a little more higher scoring than you. I think it's going to be a close one too, but I think we get it done. Titans 24-20. Yeah, that's right. We're going to turn to Madden, do a little simulation of the game this Sunday, Denver at Tennessee, and see who wins on the virtual field, because we know whoever wins on the virtual field translates to who wins on Sunday on the real grass field.
We're giving y'all a real life preview into what's going to happen in the game.
So see you on the EA Sports field. Booyah!
I'm doing a lot of salutes. Say my name. Get over it. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it.
Oh, that almost got picked off, right?
How long does it take them to release that?
Too bad.